Welcome to the Comic Blast Podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Comic Blast Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Grayson. Along with me is an assortment of guests and hosts and all kinds of really cool people. First, we have Keenan, the co-creator of Comic Blast. Hello, my friend.
You know who I am.
I love it. We have Cole. What's going on?
I'm back. What's up?
I think this
Back
is the
from the
first time
dead.
you've been on an episode in like well over a month because your laptop was broken.
Basically to kind of give that a little bit more information, I sat down one day and I was like, oh man, I can't wait to do laptop stuff. And then it blew up and I wasn't able to use it for a month.
Your computer said, my mango is to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody.
Yeah, basically. But now it knows everybody, and it is back. And so am I.
Amazing.
Thank God.
We have Raymond again. Hello.
Hi guys.
And then we have my good friend. Do you want to go by Tank or do you want to go by your real name?
I don't care, either one.
Keep it as Tank because I don't know his real name and I like the
Okay.
mystery a
All
lot.
right. All right, cool. So we're going to keep it as
Alright.
Tank. If you don't remember him, he was actually on a couple of episodes. Or is it just the Last of Us episode?
It was on one.
Just
Yeah,
one? I
last
thought
was
you
two.
may be on the when the Snyder Cut was announced.
No, I wasn't privileged enough for that one.
Well, that's okay.
Listen, you're on our biggest episode
Ever?
right here, right now.
I mean, honestly,
No,
this is a pretty large episode.
The fantasy draft last year was one of our top episodes from last year, so
It's true.
here's the sequel, and you get to be on it. It's gonna be a
We
great
should
time.
make this a yearly thing. Like
It
actually
is.
with like a set date though. And what we should do
Sure.
is like what we should do is every year we cycle out the winning team and replace it
Ye-
with new villains. That way
Okay.
it freshens it up. But that's just an idea. That's just a theory, a game theory. Thanks for watching.
The
Uh,
anti-hero draft.
Matt Pat.
Dude, that'd be sick. The blinds
like
get a
to do
little
that.
blurred there. Yeah, but yeah,
Well,
as
That's the point.
let's say like we go on with that for like a long time, and then like the only like choice we have left is just Crazy Quilt, you know? Like, oh,
Big
Nick.
wheel.
Calendar Man. Condiment King, let's go.
Condiment King.
I mean, there's still a lot of villains that are not on this list, but yeah. So as Keenan said, we're doing our villain draft, and we have 4 of us here because we did our hero draft back in November of last year, I believe, and that was with me,
September.
Cole. September? Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
It was with me, Cole, Jess, and Josh. However, Jess and Josh, they're just busy people and they couldn't make it today. So we got Raymond, who's been kind of more of a regular on the show, and then I decided, you know what, let's bring Tank back because he has very extensive comic book knowledge, and I feel like his.
Well.
I literally told Cole the other day, I was like, Tank's probably about to clap some cheeks in this because he's gonna like pull out some. We're gonna be like, oh, that character sucks, and then he's gonna be like, actually, here's why he doesn't suck and why he will destroy all of your entire team single-handedly. I digress.
And here's why Cheetah is the best villain ever. It's from
Oh.
Tank.
I feel like you're putting me on a pedestal right now, and I'm gonna disappoint many
So-
people.
That's what I love to do.
So I think most. I'm gonna go ahead and assume this may be wrong with me, but I think most of our listeners probably aren't sports people. So if you don't know what a fantasy draft is, it's essentially we're just trying to one by one draft a villain roster. Before we did a superhero roster, so we essentially made our own version of Avengers. Now we're doing supervillains. The way it works is we have a list of supervillains that we can choose from. Each of us will go one at a time, choosing who we want on our roster. Once that villain is chosen, they cannot be chosen on anyone else's rosters. And we each are going to draft 6 supervillains. There will be 6 rounds. I've already randomized the draft order, and each person will get 60 seconds to declare their pick. Halfway probably through the draft, we'll kind of just discuss where we're at. And our goal in this episode is to kind of sway the listeners of the Comic Blast podcast to vote for our supervillain team. So we'll end up putting out a Twitter poll for you guys to vote on whose team is the best, who would essentially win in a battle. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of role playing, but really this type of episode is for the people who know their comics, because we're going to get into really obscure characters, and we have to sell you on why our team is the best. So keep in mind when you're listening, not to vote based on popularity, but based on, you know, knowledge of the characters and the arguments that each team presents. So Cole is going to end up picking first, and Raymond is going to take the second pick. Tank has the third pick, and Grayson has the fourth. It's a snake draft, so basically we'll go through the first round, and since Grayson is the last pick of the first round, he'll have the first pick of the second round. So is there anything I left out, Grayson, that you can think of regarding the rules or anything like that?
Nope. I'm
Yeah.
also
Can
eating
we
my
have team
dinner
names?
right now.
What was that?
We have team names.
Yeah, that's the idea behind it, and you're supposed to have fun. So you guys have team names already?
Yeah, I do.
Interesting group of people. That's all I'll say.
I
Yours is
have
a group of people.
I have a
Interesting group of people.
placeholder name, but I'm not going to say it. I'm just gonna. I will give the name when the team is
Yeah,
complete.
how about that? We wait till the end to declare your
If you
team
get
name.
that team.
That's a threat.
I love it.
Yes.
So if you guys are, you know, ready, we can jump into this. I'm going to be keeping track of the time. So like I said, each person will have 60 seconds to make their pick. Cole's going to go first. I'm going to keep track of everything and just kind of make sure the rules are being followed. Grayson's still the host and kind of guiding this episode, but I'm just, because I think I'm the football guy here, sports guy. I think Tank likes a little bit of sports, but yeah, I'm just kind of like moderating. So I'm not going to be drafting on this episode.
All
So
right,
sad.
we
You boys ready?
yeah,
I'm ready to go.
I'm all set.
All right, Cole, you're on the clock.
Okay, my first pick. I'm going to explain, at least if it all comes to fruition, I'm going to explain why I chose all of these villains at the end. So I'll just say that my first pick is Trigon. And that's my pick.
Trigon. Okay. Let me make sure I cross this off the list real quick.
Good choice. Good choice.
Waste of a pick.
Yeah, Grayson's not lying. Tank is going to mop the floor.
I can't find him in our list, but I'll write it
Nah.
down.
Dude, Tank's just talking, all right? He's just talking right
He-
now.
He's all the way at the bottom because he sucks.
All right.
It's talking a mad game.
Okay, Cole has his first pick in. Raymond, you are now on the clock. You got 60 seconds.
All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing that Cole did. I'll explain why I chose all these people when I possibly get all of them. My first choice is Ultron.
I knew it.
Ultron. The most underrated Avengers movie. Age of Ultron.
Facts.
All right, Tank, you're on the clock. Your first pick.
My first pick is objectively the best pick, and it's already a wrap. After this one, I'm going with Galactus.
Yeah, I kind of had.
I concur.
All right. All right.
All right. So we got Galactus for Tank. And
Already gone.
Now we got Grayson on the clock.
This is a tough one. This is really tough. I'm gonna burn the clock here a little bit by talking way too much. But however, I think hot off the heels of the Snyder cut, I have to go with Darkseid.
Nice.
Solid pick.
Solid pick.
Heard.
The second good pick.
Now, what's your second
right.
good pick, Grayson?
What?
You're up
Snake
next.
draft.
Oh, right. Okay. Is the clock going right now?
I was gonna let you talk if you wanted to, but you can go ahead and pick
I was
if you'd
eating
like.
a bite of my food, but no, it's cool. All right, my next pick. Okay, this is tougher because I forgot I was going back to back. Are you marking these off as we go?
Yep. They're
Because there's some of these that are like, I'm pretty sure.
I haven't saved it yet. So
Oh,
here you go.
okay. I was like, I'm looking here, and I'm like, that person's still there. Why are they still there?
There you go. You should see.
Oh yeah, Ultron's gone, and so is Trigon.
Okay, next up, we're gonna go on the other end of the spectrum. I'm gonna go with oh God, you know what? Just to say I have both of the. No, actually, you know what? We're going Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom.
Okay, can I guess? Were you gonna say Thanos?
You were gonna say Thanos.
Doctor Doom, not a bad pick though.
I love him.
Fantastic villain.
All right. Then we got Tank.
I'm going with Anti-Monitor for my second
Yo,
pick.
you're a bitch.
I'm out to win.
I
win.
completely
Big
forgot.
villain.
Listen. Okay, you know what? This is what I said. I called it. I called this.
Hey, I asked about it before we started recording, and hey,
It
I
took
have
like
two
a
centers
half
on my
a
team.
We
second
just got
before Grace was
Galactus
like,
and
"Yo, you a
Anti-Monitor.
bitch." All right. Raymond, you're up next, man.
Kang the Conqueror.
Oh my God. Okay.
A little
I respect
opposition.
that.
Apparently.
All right, Cole.
All right.
Show what you got.
My second pick is Mephisto.
Damn it.
Fucking called it. Oh, sorry.
It's I believe this is a unless I have to bleep it later. I believe this is an R-rated episode anyway. I don't know.
Somebody can edit in a little soundbite saying, "Hey, this is gonna be R-rated." All right, here's the intro.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad,
Um,
guys.
It's too hot for TV.
My third pick.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, Cole, you're going again.
Third pick is gonna be Dormammu.
I already know the theme here.
Interesting.
Got Mephisto and Dormammu. Okay. Never mind. I'm gonna lose.
Yeah. All right. Now we're back to Raymond.
Reverse Flash.
Oh
like
my
it.
God. Okay.
See, I'm gonna interject. I don't know much about Kang the Conqueror, but doesn't he have a little bit to do with time travel?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so then you're also getting another you're getting a speedster who also
Yup.
goes into time travel.
Believe me, I put some thought into this.
Okay. See, I was doubting you for a second, but so Reverse Flash
hurts.
is gone. I just had to find him on our list. There he is. All right, Tank.
I'm going with Mr. Sinister.
I don't really actually know much about Mr. Sinister.
He's
name says it
Sinister,
all.
so he's on my team.
Who's he from again? Why am I blanking on that
X-Men.
name?
He's an X-Men villain.
Yeah, that's who it is. Yep. For some reason,
Grayson
my mind
made
was
this
like
list, by the way.
Watchmen. I literally thought Watchmen for some reason.
So I know a little bit about Mr. Sinister, but you know.
Yeah, same. Not too much.
I'll educate
So-
you.
Oh, I have.
All right, Grayson. Last pick of the third.
Okay. So I have Darkseid and I have Doctor Doom, correct?
hmm
I think I'm gonna go with. Let me look over this just one more time here, in terms of really OP people. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Apocalypse. Keep in mind,
Apocalypse.
I didn't plan this out at all. I had a list of characters that I'm like, yeah, I could roll with those.
All right, so let's take a quick break. We're at the halfway point already.
We were flying.
Who wants to make some arguments for their team?
I forgot what everybody.
Who feels
had.
good? Grayson, you have
I mean-
Darkseid, Doctor Doom,
I feel
and
like
Apocalypse.
Cole's got a lot to say. I feel like he has a lot to say. and
He's being
totally-
quiet, yeah.
He has
I think
literally
a lot today.
he has demon aliens to the max.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just listen. I'm so quiet because I'm planning out exactly how I want them to work together.
Yeah, I kind of agree with him on that. Like, I would like to interject and add reasoning, but honestly, the explanation will be better off when I possibly have my whole team.
Basically, I think the choices that I have made, in a way, in a situation when they all work together, they could complement each other very well.
Mhm.
Although I'm waiting for the rest of the team to be complete in order to see if it really works.
So who feels the best about their team right now, though?
I feel pretty good.
I feel pretty good.
I feel pretty good about Tank.
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling peachy.
All right, so Raymond, who do you have right now?
I have Ultron, Kang, and Reverse Flash.
Okay.
I got a plan.
Listen,
I got a
wait,
plan.
he's thinking through this. I can tell.
I'm regretting a lot of my
chose-
decisions.
I chose probably like all my favorite villains, like that I could. Like, sure, I probably would have chosen like Thanos if I wanted to, but honestly, that's like the easy way out. I'm not gonna choose
Wait,
him.
But
also keep
I
in
mean,
mind, Thanos only has the power and Reality Stone.
okay,
Even then,
so
he was the-
yeah, we didn't explain that to the listeners, but this version of Thanos only has the power and Reality Stone, which still is
he was the
know,
most powerful being in the universe when he had those two.
yeah,
so.
pretty significant,
I think
especially
he
that
had-
Reality Stone.
He doesn't have the Space Stone, but that's fine. Like, because I think in the halfway point of Infinity War, he had this. Sorry that I have food in my mouth, by the way, but I'm really hungry. He had the space, reality, and power.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Space, yeah.
Because he had the
Was it-
space one from when he took down. I'm blanking.
He got it
on
from
the
Loki.
planet.
You got it from.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
He got the Power Stone.
He had
um,
power
Got
from
the
the
Power
get-go
Stone.
because
From
he went and
Xandar.
wiped out- Yeah, Xandar.
Yeah,
Um,
Xandar. That's what it was. I wanted to say nowhere, but that's reality.
But Tank has Galactus. Who else?
He has
Anti-Monitor.
Galactus, the Anti-Monitor, and Mr.
I have the main villain from the Marvel universe and the main villain from the DC universe.
And you just have Mr. Sinister for some reason.
And then, hey, listen,
He's the
you need
very
a little
top.
cannon fodder.
I mean, hey, Mr. Well,
Cannon fodder.
Listen, you have to have one hype man on the team, and I think Mr. Sinister fits the bill.
Well, and I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. By
He's
the way.
just like, let's go, guys, let's do it. I'm pretty sinister. I don't even know anything about Mr. Sinister.
I'll give him the.
Yeah.
I'll look up Mr. Sinister right now.
It's gonna
I mean,
take some
I've got-
convincing on that one.
All I know is
I've
like
got
he does a
the
lot of
Venom wiki up.
he does a lot of mutant testing, and he mixes a lot of mutant powers.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I know.
Let's look up his powers real quick.
And he looks like a
he's got
vampire.
molecular manipulation. I can say that
Yeah.
easily without.
He also
messing
looks
up.
like a vampire with a cape that's like cut up for some reason. I don't know what you guys.
Altered on the
want.
genetic level by Apocalypse, then subject to further self-experimentation until becoming a mutant chimera.
Yeah, he's got like a bunch of different powers, if I'm not mistaken.
Sounds pretty
he's
cool.
He's pretty powerful, but in
Yeah.
terms of,
Sounds like he's fun at parties.
I think he's. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's an Omega level mutant, but I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on that.
I mean, he's a main X-Man villain, so
Mhm.
Probably then.
All right, Grayson, you ready to start the 4th round for us?
It's me again. Oh my lord.
Yeah.
I don't like this
Last
pressure.
to pick the 3rd. You got
Okay.
60 seconds.
Okay. All right. Like, sorry, I gotta get to the list. I was looking at Mr. Sinister. Wait. I thought Dormammu was already taken.
Hold
No.
on, let me hit enter.
he
Okay.
is.
You're throwing me
Oh, it
off.
is?
You're causing me time. Yeah.
I don't want to
Oh,
keep
wait, yeah,
crossing
Cole has
off
him.
and then enter, and then I have
You-
to go back to edit.
You have
and
to.
then
It's gonna throw
off,
me off every round because
and
I'm
then
like that person.
And then I'm over here trying to write everybody's thing down and keep track of the time.
Listen,
Listen, I did not want this job.
This is the.
I'm just kidding. I beg to do
I was about to
this.
say you're like let me. You're like I don't want to be part of the draft. I want to moderate it. Even Darkseid's not marked off. Man, come on.
Listen,
Hey,
Amateur
cut
hour.
him some slack.
it's not
Ooh.
me. It's Discord.
No.
Yes, for some reason the numbers on the beside them are getting marked off, but not the
Um,
actual name.
I'm
All right,
gonna go.
Darkseid's gone.
I'm gonna go with.
You got 15 seconds, by the way.
We're gonna go with Brainiac.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm lazy and I just wrote brain.
Okay, cool.
You'll probably figure that out.
Need some brain on my team.
All right. Next we got Tank.
All right, I'm going with Carnage.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Solid choice.
Oh, I know why. I think I can surmise why.
Why?
I could not. Can't wait to hear about it.
Imagine
I mean,
if
it's
I put,
it's not going to be as good of an explanation as you think.
All right.
Imagine if
You got-
Cole, if I put what do you call it? Who's the symbiote god? Null.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, or the
He's pretty
Batman who
OP.
laughs, but I didn't.
Oh
Please-
God.
God. Cole's team
That-
would have been topped off with that.
Raymond's
That
up
would have been my
next.
first pick.
Deathstroke.
Okay.
Getting a little bit of some actual combat skills in there. Let's see. I just put stroke, so I got brain and stroke.
Sick.
Yo,
All right then.
I might lose then.
Okay. Cole.
Just give me a quick second.
You
I
got
have
60.
60.
Give me a quick, slow 60 seconds. I had to change my plans. It's real nice.
Uh-oh.
These things
First-
are not crossing off the way that they should be, but whatever.
First
fine.
pick's gonna be Vandal Savage.
Nice.
Alright.
And then
Put vandalize.
You're really putting down some interesting descriptors right here, Keenan. First you got stroke,
Make it
then
quick.
vandalize.
I love that brain is next to stroke.
how many more seconds do I have?
Well, you started over after you picked, so you're down to 45 for your
Okay.
round 5 pick.
All right. Next pick's gonna be Sinestro.
Dope.
Nice.
Ooh.
I respect it.
Love it. All right, Raymond, 60 seconds. Let's go.
Magneto.
Love it. Tank.
My next pick is going to be Mysterio.
Nice.
That's
That's a good pick. That's a good
I'm not
pick.
choosing any other character that has to do with metal now.
I'd be more concerned about a lot of your picks, honestly.
All right, Grayson.
I
Round
get-
5.
Is this 5 and 6 back to back?
Yeah. You can
Yeah.
go ahead and start with your 5, and we can take a 10-second break.
Okay. For number 5, I'm gonna go with Parallax. And then
Great value, Galactus.
Listen, man, someone he's still if he's up there being compared to Galactus, I'll take him.
I know.
Now, how does that work?
You
Because
lost
everybody
Galactus.
knows that Sinestro is a host of Parallax. So
Well, all the Yellow
I mean-
Lanterns are technically,
Well, listen. we don't-
according to like that movie. If you want to use.
when does
that.
my time start over?
Give me a sec. So we're on our last round now. So keep in mind you want to fill out your roster with some diversity,
Can
maybe
you,
some villains that complement each other.
Can you recap?
Yep.
Yeah.
So since Grayson, you just went, I'll go ahead and start with you. You have Darkseid, Doctor Doom, Apocalypse, Brain, aka Brainiac, Parallax. Tank has Galactus, Anti-Monitor, Mr. Sinister, Carnage, and Mysterio. Raymond, you have Ultron, King the Conqueror, Reverse Flash, Stroke, and Deathstroke, and Magneto. And Cole has Trigon, Mephisto, Dormammu, Vandal Savage, and Sinestro.
Okay.
This is it right here.
This
This is the
is
last
it.
time to complete your roster.
All right. So.
All right, Grayson.
So before you start my time, I want to explain I've clear with Darkseid, I've got probably like one of, if not like top 3 DC villains. All right.
Yeah.
In terms of like most well known or most powerful or whatever you want to call it. Most powerful is probably not putting it correctly, but still. Got Doctor Doom, who has the intelligence and the resources and the powers. So that's, I mean, he's basically like the full package right there. Dr. Doom, hit me up. And we've got Brainiac, who basically has an entire armada of like mind controlling like devices, and is obviously again super intelligent. Also captures worlds. So just saying, like, eat that, Galactus. Also I have Parallax. Again, very very much like a very powerful being. What was the last one I had?
Did you say Brainiac? Apocalypse?
I said, oh, Apocalypse. And Apocalypse is basically like the strongest X-Men villain. So, dude, okay, don't go by X-Men Apocalypse.
Fight.
I'm like,
I'm not going by that.
Apocalypse is in the same tier as Darkseid and Thanos. Like,
That's fair.
yeah. So, like, you know, and I would have picked Thanos but he's kind of handicapped with only having like 2 stones. I didn't
I don't
want to
even
make
know.
it. I mean, I don't
Again,
know.
I don't even think that's handicapped.
I wasn't gonna give him the Infinity Gauntlet because I'm like, what are you gonna do? You know, like, what are you gonna do against that? Nothing. Well, I guess.
There's a number of things.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, all right, start the clock, Keenan. I'm gonna look here and see what I can do.
Yep, round 6 starts now for Grayson.
Okay.
Hmm.
Oh man. This is just so difficult, and I'm also having to filter through the ones that have already been picked because they're not marked off. Thank you.
Yeah, I do that.
I get. You know what? Just because like I want to have one cool villain on my team, and I feel like I have to have a Spidey villain.
Hey.
I guess I'll go with Venom.
Let's go. I was hoping you were gonna put him on your team.
I kind of have to, you know.
Respect. I was going to, but
I probably would have picked Carnage before Venom because I feel like Carnage is arguably more powerful. I don't know. It all depends on like you're taking in a lot of
depends on the
comic
version.
history. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's my team.
All right, Tank.
All right. My 6th and final pick of the GOAT squad, which is the official name.
the goat squad.
It's gonna be Atrocitus. Oh, you have some pushback, Raymond?
What?
You have some pushback?
The
No.
noise,
Fight.
the noise you made, you
Okay.
went like.
Fight.
Okay.
I said that
Sounds like you
because
slapped
I
it a bit.
honestly thought.
To-
No, I said that because I honestly thought Cole would react to it. Because
No.
I know Cole.
To be fair, like
I
Raymond
had-
has done this whole thing where every time when somebody picks somebody, he's like, he's got that like squinty face. He's like, and you can't really tell if it's like, wow, that's really good, or like, I wouldn't have done that.
My
I-
reaction to picking picking Atrocitus was a silent one, a silent and disappointed one, because I realized that in my planning I had actually meant to choose Atrocitus and not Sinestro.
I was surprised you didn't pick him. I was like,
Listen,
Sinestro. Okay.
Sinestro.
Sinestro's
he's
a good
awesome.
choice, but Atrocitus, you lucked out.
It's okay.
All right,
Okay.
Raymond.
My
This is
last choice is tough. I'm gonna have to sit here and debate because both of these characters are really useful in their own right.
52 seconds.
Someone choose heads or tails.
Tails.
Okay. All right. General Zod.
Oh, let's
Cool.
go! Let's go!
If anyone's curious, my choice is between General Zod and Ocean Master.
Ooh, Ocean Master is kind of a banger though.
Yeah,
I know,
still
that's
would
why
have
it was
General
tough.
Zod.
That's why I was tough.
General Zod is
Cold, man.
basically Superman with like tactical strategies and army and.
And he's
like,
also scary.
Yeah, look at that haircut.
Very intimidating.
Unless
Yeah,
you're
tell
taking
that-
like Injustice Zod, then what haircut? He was bald and had goggles for some reason.
yeah, that was weird.
That was such a weird design.
Cole,
Alright,
you're on
Cole.
the clock.
It's funny. I am now in a similar situation to what Raymond was in.
Were you gonna choose Zod?
No, I was.
Oh, okay.
You have a coin.
Oh man, I don't have enough time. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
I flipped a coin.
Now you
It's
got
such an
45
easy option.
seconds.
Okay.
Those are very almost 45
You know what?
seconds.
I am going to go with Ocean Master.
Wow. Okay.
Ocean Master was one of my choices between him and another one.
I'm
The
pretty
great thing about
satisfied.
this is that whoever's team wins, the voting has to actually go against the heroes. I'm not sure if you guys actually kept that in mind too, but it's all good.
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
Oh.
Oh. I'm like, Tank is like,
Oh,
and?
They bring it. All right.
I was under the impression this was villains against villains. Now I'm like,
Well, 'cause we all have to fight, and then we fight the winning hero team from our
okay,
hero
that's
Yeah.
fine,
draft.
okay,
So,
all right.
So it's debate time. What I'll do is I'll run down. We'll probably start with Cole, and we'll run down his team. He'll give his little debate on why his team is amazing, and then we'll take turns.
Can we not start with me? I need to. I need to.
No, we're gonna start with you, Cole.
I'm gonna say no. I need to think. I really need to think on how I'm gonna pitch this properly.
All right. Okay. So since Cole got first pick, we'll go back to the end of the round. So Grayson.
all right, you
Why
need.
is your team
I need to write down
amazing?
my team because I'm forgetting.
All right,
who's
you
in
ready?
it. Yeah. Hold on. Let me find a piece of paper. I got a bank statement right here. That'll work. This
I'm
has.
pretty happy. I got everyone on my team except Ocean Master.
All right, go for it, Keenan.
All right, Grayson, you have Darkseid. You have Doctor Doom. You have Apocalypse. You have Brainiac. You have Parallax. And Venom.
Alrighty. Okay. This is gonna be easy. It's not.
It wasn't easy.
Okay. Well, so the first thing that I want to mention is that I have 4 villains that are basically the full package in terms of their powers, their intellect, and their resources. You've got Darkseid, who's basically the ultimate threat to the DC universe. He can hold his own. He is stronger than, a lot of people like to compare him to Thanos and stuff like that. He's basically Thanos on crack. And I mean, especially if you give him the anti-life equation, but that's like whether that plays out or not, I'm not going to get into. But again, Darkseid is a powerhouse. Then I have Doctor Doom, again, one of the upper echelon, Earth threats of the Marvel Universe. He's incredibly intelligent. He is very, very strong in terms of his powers and has a ton of resources, basically being the leader of an entire country. So the dude's rich as well. So in terms of funding, I got a lot coming from him. Then I've got Apocalypse, who's one of the strongest, if not the strongest mutant. At least he's bled out to be. Now I'm not an X-Men aficionado by any means, but Apocalypse, as I mentioned, is in the same league as Darkseid and Thanos. So that says a lot.
He's known as the big bad of the X-Men universe
Right,
by
and
a lot of people.
exactly.
That's debatable, but that's what
Yeah.
he's seen as.
He's pretty up there. So I had to snag him. Then I've got Brainiac, who is more than just an Earth threat. He is a galactic, universe-wide threat. He literally captures planets. He mind controls people. His intellect. He probably is the strongest in terms of mental strength on my team. He's pretty crazy, and there's a reason Brainiac is my favorite Superman villain. Then Parallax, again, I can't really just explain much about him other than him being kind of great value Galactus, but he's still again another galactic-wide celestial threat. And usually when it comes to comic books, that's a pretty big deal. And then lastly, I've got Venom, who, listen, Venom is Venom. You're going to tell me you're not going to look at Venom and be like, that's an awesome villain. He kicks ass. Now, well, I say, will he hold up against some of these other villains? It depends on the team, but
Double
I mean,
Shadows.
he's definitely, It's true. Depends on, like, Venom has done some crazy feats. So I definitely think he's probably the fighter of my team for sure. But I've got a lot of a lot of villains that are very powerful and very smart and have a lot of resources all in one package, like times 4. So like when it comes to these like threats that are like these omnipresent beings, like they have ways to handle these situations, especially with their minds combined. My only thing that I would identify as a weakness, but I think most of these guys are they have pretty level heads, so they're not like crazy like the Joker and like they wouldn't turn on each other, would be the conflict of interest of leadership. But I feel like when it comes to the end of the day, like they would probably all end up working together, especially like towards their ultimate goal. So that is my team explanation. Also, I need a team name, so I'm gonna call him the Jack of all trades.
I just put Jack.
Cool. Thank you.
Just continuing with the
He
theme.
said screw you in your team name.
I got Brain in my team of Jack.
No.
All right, Tank, sell us on your team, man.
Oh, man, I mean, I don't really have to. It kind of goes without saying.
All right.
But,
Okay.
I mean, I have 2 world destroyers, one in which has the power to destroy the multiverse, and one who just eats planets because he's hungry. And they both also just create armies out of thin air. And, I mean, you know, that's going to be tough to counter with any squad you throw at them. But then the other four are just going to have fun. You know? They got the swag. I needed the 2 big boys.
Would you say the rest of your team just kind of sits back while Anti-Monitor and who was the other one? Galactus just kind of take over the entire universe?
Yeah. I mean, Carnage and Atrocitus are just going to be too angry to die.
They're the
Mysterio
of the group.
Mysterio is just going to reach into his little bag of tricks and do some magic, confuse people.
His bag of tricks.
And then, Mr. Sinister, he's going to do whatever, matter manipulation. Yeah, Atrocitus and Carnage, they're just going to rip people's hearts out and bite people and stuff.
Chaos.
The blood of their enemies and all that.
I mean, Atrocitus is pretty easy to kill. Like, someone's smart enough to just rip off his ring, and then he just dies.
Get a vacuum cleaner.
But I mean, he'll take out a few people before he inevitably bites the dust. But then they got to deal with 2 world destroyers.
That's the big thing for your team. World destroyers, man.
Basically.
It's almost unfair.
I needed the world destroyers and then some swag.
It's almost like world destroyers should have went first in the draft.
Listen, I've got 3 world destroyers.
Yeah, Keenan.
I have Darkseid, Brainiac, and Parallax.
I think Keenan has a favor in what team he likes already.
You know, here's the thing. I actually really like Grayson's team. I just like poking fun at it. But I'm not voting on this. But like Grayson's team like represents a lot of stuff that I would probably pick. And I think Grayson's arguments were really good, especially for like on the spot, because he clearly did not think about who he was going to pick before this episode.
No, I did not.
He's staring at the list like, who can I get here?
I had a list of like 30 people that I'm like, I'd be fine with all of these.
He's good at like, Grayson's just really good at coming up with stuff on the spot and creating these scenarios that make sense. So, I mean, the arguments are very important when it comes to like winning this stuff. So, Raymond, sell us.
Okay, so my team consists of Ultron, Kang, Deathstroke, General Zod, Magneto, and Reverse Flash. So I'm just gonna go down the list from top to bottom. So first and foremost, Ultron. Whether it's through the MCU or through the comics, Ultron was created by 2 of pretty much the smartest people in the Marvel universe. You have Tony Stark in the MCU, created Ultron, and then you have Hank Pym, who was Ant-Man and one of the smartest people in Marvel Comics. Honestly, like in my personal opinion, I feel like he's smarter than Tony Stark, but not smarter than Reed Richards, so he's up there.
Yeah.
Ultron as a villain is notorious for being one of the oldest and more, I want to say, more popular Avengers villains. Like, that's just how I view it, at least from what I've seen. Like, yeah, there's Thanos, there's other characters, but Ultron in multiple occasions has completely wiped the floor on all the Avengers just because he has the ability to take over pretty much all the technology on the planet.
Yeah.
He can take the world's weapons, he can take all the technology, he can cause a worldwide blackout. He can control Tony's suits unless Tony, for some reason, like he always does in every rendition, hacks him out. And with the MCU, Vision was able to kick him out off the internet, so he couldn't escape. But there is definitely a version of Ultron that completely.
It's also important, if I may interject to help you out, Raymond, that you're not having to worry about what heroes can do against you. It's more about what these villains can do against you.
Oh no, I know.
So
And
that,
also,
like-
you have Magneto, and like you have an enemy who is basically strictly made of metal.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to add like full background to all the knowledge I have. So
Okay.
I mean, in terms of fighting against like large scale attacks, he has the ability to hold off pretty much any enemy that comes after him. Like I mean, I don't know. Brainiac, from what I can remember in terms of villains, doesn't he have like a mothership that you just blow up, kind of like Phantom Menace style, and he just like stops working? All his like robots and everything.
Grayson.
What I'm remembering.
Maybe.
So, launch a few megaton nukes up there, and he's already got that in the bag.
Well, you also have Magneto. Again, Brainiac stuff is a lot of metal.
I'm getting
based,
there.
So
I'm getting.
I'm helping
there.
you out.
But before I was rudely interrupted multiple times, the one thing I wanted to mention, in terms of defeating almost everyone on the planet, there is a version of Ultron that wiped out all the heroes and villains, with the new Avengers, like the Kids, that one animated movie, and it's also a comic line where he takes over the entire world, and he basically controls everything, like I just said. So he's immediately in the upper echelon in terms of strong villains, really up there. And then we got Kang, who is also notoriously probably one of the more popular Avengers villains, who in multiple renditions, he, one version, he goes back in time and becomes Iron Lad. He takes up that mantle and kind of intercepts the Avengers, I guess. But Kang's main shtick is he has the ability to time travel and has the army to back it up. The main way I was introduced to Kang was through the Earth's Mightiest Heroes Avengers show. And they had a whole season dedicated to him. And it took the Avengers incredibly long to take him down. And in terms of other villains that he could face, Grayson, who was on your team again?
Why are you coming after me?
Darkseid, Doctor Doom, Apocalypse,
Okay,
Brainiac,
alright.
Parallax.
So, I feel like the main one out of there that would probably be the big threat to Kang would be Darkseid. I'm pretty sure my boy could just go back in time and slit your throat, or Thanos' or Darkseid's throat. Same goes for Apocalypse. And then also same goes for U-Tank, Galactus. I'm pretty sure Kang could go back in time to wherever Galactus was a little tiny giant baby, and
That's not how the
cause some
timeline
major
works.
damage. I understand that, but
Have
we're
you
not.
ever read a comic in your life?
Yes, I have. But the other aspect, at least in time travel, would probably be Reverse Flash. He's one of the more notorious. I mean, he is the most notorious Flash villain.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one who killed Nora Allen. He's caused Barry Allen a lot of trouble. And also, he's a speedster who can traverse the multiverse. And if I'm not mistaken, well, actually, I think I am mistaken, but I'm pretty sure he can do essentially what Flash did with Anti-Monitor. Do this exact same thing and stop him.
I mean, Anti-Monitor killed the Flash.
I know, but he also killed Anti-Monitor.
He still died though.
I mean, honestly, if that's what Reverse's Flash is going to do on my team, just sacrifice himself and stop someone who destroys the whole multiverse.
That's a good point.
I'm okay with that.
His sacrifice.
Then we got Deathstroke, probably the most
Useless one. I'm kidding.
I mean, he's my combat guy.
It's true.
Yeah.
If anything, like, yeah, sure, Kang's got the army, but I'm pretty sure Kang could probably just send him back in time and kill all these villains if he wanted to. Deathstroke has the ability to do that, you know? And then General Zod, he is part of my, like, ground force kind of character, you know? He, like Grayson said earlier, he's basically stronger, more militarized Superman. He has all the powers that Superman has, you know. Granted, if you go like Man of Steel, he's very new at it. And Superman was just like, I'm just gonna break your neck, but that's besides the point. Yeah, he's Superman level strength. Like, come on, I don't even think there's a single villain in here that could possibly top up to that, except like Darkseid.
Yeah.
And then Magneto, the one that Grayson keeps going back towards. So this is where Magneto is my my MacGuffin, because he can open up wormholes. According to his that's something I learned about him. I totally knew that before today. That's actually one of his powers. In the House of M comics, he actually opened up a wormhole and put Scarlet Witch in there so he could stop her. And, you know, she's a very strong mutant in the comics, and also in the MCU. She's just very powerful in general. I mean, he's an Omega level mutant. He can create force fields. He can manipulate matter at will as well. And molecules, but I feel like the wormhole thing is definitely the biggest part. You know, he essentially could send any villain anywhere or to any pocket dimension he wants. So, yeah.
Great. I think like Raymond probably has the most well thought out, like, regardless of what you think about his team, he put more thought into this than I expected anyone would possibly do when drafting their team, which I appreciate.
I forgot to mention, I dubbed my team as the Powerful Bunch.
The Powerful Bunch.
Yeah, I forgot to name my team too. Yeah, I'm the silly villains.
Keep it silly.
The silly villains, or
Is it gonna
the
be
silly
the-
villies for short.
Yeah, the silly villies.
I just put silly.
Okay,
Keep it silly.
facts.
If you know
All right,
that.
Cole. You've had a lot
Okay.
of time to think about this.
Okay, so I'm not going to go in as too much of detail as Raymond. Massive kudos for that.
I know my shit.
But while you guys have some pretty good world destroyers, I have 3 potential reality destroyers on my team.
Uh-oh.
And I'm just gonna mention my team consists of Trigon, Dormammu, Mephisto, Sinestro, Vandal Savage, and then Ocean Master. Those top 3 that I said, those are pretty big baddies. All right. I'm just gonna get Ocean Master out of the way. I think that he's cool, but he's not cool enough for the team. Like, he's there and he does some good stuff. I just needed him for a very specific reason. The reason why he goes toe-to-toe with Aquaman so much is because he's basically the evil version of Aquaman. The amount of tides and ways that he can raise the sea level are to tsunami and cyclone levels, which is absolutely massive. You got a problem on the ground? Flood the world, no problem. Might need a little bit of help with that, but basically. Then I'm going to go to Vandal Savage, who I think is another... When you think about the overall list, I believe Vandal Savage is another sleeper villain. He's legitimately called... He's not called the Immortal Man for just any reason. In several instances of canon, Vandal Savage has been noted as just basically unkillable by any means whatsoever. It's happened, but there are instances where he just cannot. If he dies, the amulet that he has transports him to just another random body on Earth, and it's not... As far as I'm concerned, I don't know if it can be traceable or anything like that. But
Pretty sure it
basically,
can.
he has survived for a very, very long time. He's lived for a very long time. He's got superhuman healing, enhanced physical traits. He's genius level intellect, and he's familiar with so many different languages, cultures, and scientific fields. Basically, he's an immortal Batman with thousands of years of training. And I think that
True.
that should not be, that should not be just not taken into account. That is very important. And if I'm going to make a leader for my team, if he can manage to get them under heel, Vandal Savage would probably be the leader / strategist.
Just like everyone says with Batman, just give him enough time to plan it and he'll be fine.
Prep time, baby.
Okay.
Prep time, baby!
Well, thankfully, Vandal Savage has had millennia of prep time, so let's hope that he used it well.
He never does.
We're going to go to Mephisto. Mephisto is extremely powerful. He's basically been called Satan before. He's not actually Satan, but he might as well be if you want to consider him that. Although then again, I have another Satan on my list. You know, so we got two different Satans, both Mephisto and Trigon. It's been widely debated that Mephisto is just one of the most powerful villains in the Marvel universe. It would take there have been instances where he has been defeated, yes, but I believe it would take a lot to do so. And one of my biggest reasons for choosing him is because he happens to have a knack for altering time. If I have a problem with the speedster, I've got Mephisto, who can help me with altering time and stuff like that whenever I needed it. Sinestro. I actually forgot that Sinestro was on my team.
Because it was supposed to be Atrocitus, but someone else took him.
Well, you know, I made the mistake of not choosing him, so it is what it is. Sinestro, while I do have the ultimate fault of having a parallax on someone else's team, as long as that's not an issue, he does have the power of the Yellow Lantern Corps on his side. And I mean, he's got a power ring. This is the exact same thing that I said for John Stewart Green Lantern. Power ring has almost infinite possibilities. It's one of the most dangerous weapons in the universe. It really is. So that's the biggest argument that I can come from for Sinestro. Then Dormammu, I've got the literal Lord of Darkness. I'm gonna have him send in armies of thousands of mindless ones, just coalescing down into the earth, and it's gonna be awesome. And he's gonna absorb the world and every other planet. It's gonna be awesome. All right, he's basically this nuke of darkness, and it's really edgy and it's kind of awesome. And then finally, to top it off, we got Trigon, who I just want to remind y'all that in Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, they sent out Trigon and he beat Darkseid's ass.
Yeah, that's true.
Darkseid was basically crying and screaming as Trigon pulled him into another dimension, and it was beautiful.
Trigon is definitely stronger.
Trigon is an absolute powerhouse, and in a way, I kind of think of him as more of a Satan than Mephisto, just because, you know, Trigon's got those muscles on him.
He lives in a hell dimension, if I'm not. So.
Yeah, he's a demon lord, and I believe he's been noted in DC as the literal embodiment of evil and one of the most powerful entities in the DC universe. So yeah. Oh, and not to mention he also has the ability to create or destroy anything around him, but that's just a thing. And the name for my team is well put, Demons and Devils.
I swear the cojones on this guy, my god.
D&D.
Oh yeah, Dungeons and Dragons.
That's right. Cole just bodied all of you guys.
Yeah, it's true.
Now
he bodied like the other two.
Redemption for Cole.
Now, Comic Blast audience, see, there happened to be a certain little mishap last time where I had an amazing team, and I also ended up in last place, although all of the other hosts agreed that I should have won. Just take a look back, and
Learn from your mistakes.
If you could please donate to the Cole Wants to Win Fund, that would be very great. Thank you very much. Vote for Demons and Devils, out tonight at 8:34 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you very much.
Peace out.
That was great.
That's a goal. Well,
So
where do we
who
go from
here like actually feels very confident in their team?
I do.
I think Cole's team would give me the most headache,
Yeah.
but I'm not worried.
I think Grayson feels the least confident.
Listen, man, I'm just there to
This is
have
like-
a good time, not a long time. You
I
know?
chose Darkseid, I win, and then Cole comes in and is like, yeah, eat shit.
It's fine.
That was
I
fun.
definitely,
And
feel
if you
like,
think about it, I created this entire thing. I chose these villains. So
Yeah,
had I
yeah.
not allowed you guys to choose them, maybe I just let you. win.
yeah.
Have you guys seen that video with Stan Lee, may he rest in peace, talking about a who would win scenario?
Yeah.
Someone sent him a question about like I think he was just overseeing this little forum or post or something like that. They just
Yeah.
showed him that about a who would win scenario, and he says, if I wanted Spider-Man to win in this scenario, he would win. If I would want a villain to win in that scenario, he would win. The winning is up to the writer's discretion.
Yeah, he's like, it's the dumbest question. It's up to
Yeah.
the writer. He's like, stop asking me.
Yeah,
I love it.
it's true.
Yeah.
So as basically the moderator and script writer, Keenan, who would win?
Oh no. I'm not gonna sway anybody's judgment or
He's definitely
voting.
leaning towards you and me, probably. Cole.
I am impartial. But the arguments were like I really liked Raymond's arguments. I thought they were pretty well thought out. I know he drafted with a purpose. And I think the same goes for Cole, but I think like I liked Raymond's arguments probably the most, but Cole's arguments paired with the power of his characters
Yeah.
was something that I really liked. And I like all of Grayson's characters just because I like all of those characters that he picked. And
You like Parallax?
I mean,
I like,
all of
I
the
like your first 4 picks, Grayson.
You don't like?
I like
Venom?
all of Grayson's picks. I like
Not all
the
of them.
first
I
4.
like. I think like he definitely kind of he struggled because he didn't get that top tier like list that Cole and Raymond got where they were the first picks.
Yeah, just those
At
two.
the same time, he had the benefit of getting the first back-to-back picks.
It's
and
true.
Tanks. I mean, he just has the World Destroyers, which
You
is
know-
a very big thing to like fight against.
I'm
But
gonna be honest. I honestly thought Grayson was gonna get most of the people I chose. I was most concerned about his choices. Somewhat Tank, but mostly Grayson because.
Who did you think I was going to choose?
Well, because you know all the characters that I like, so I feel like you would have and especially some of them you like a lot too. Like I know you like Reverse
is
Flash. I
fight.
know you like Deathstroke.
Yeah, I mean Deathstroke.
You like
and-
General Zod.
I do like General Zod. However, I was like, General Zod or Darkseid or Brainiac or like
I mean,
don't
to be
know.
fair, technically General Zod's body became Doomsday.
Listen, I mean, I got my favorite Marvel and my favorite DC villain. So
Yeah.
I got
I'm just saying. I
Doctor
mostly
Doom
was.
and I got Doctor Doom and I got Brainiac, and then So like, I mean, I think the only way I'm winning is if people don't listen to this episode and they just go strictly by they don't know who these characters are and they're
choices.
like, oh, I know Darkseid, and then they just pick him.
Or they're
That's
just
basically
voting.
how I'm winning.
they're voting
Uh,
just based on the person. Like they're like, yeah, I like Grayson. I'm
Like
gonna vote for
Darkseid
Grayson.
and Doctor Doom, oh, he's gonna kill them all.
I really hope that doesn't happen because
Listen,
I put too much thought into this,
Please.
like a little too much.
no, yours, I'm
So-
basically, I'm just here, like, I'm literally, my guys are just gonna be sitting here eating popcorn while you guys are out in, like, space and time and reality, like, just blowing everything up. My guys are like,
Hi,
see ya.
Wait for the dust to settle.
we'll use the old ways. Not no space, no time, no reality. We'll
And then
just
the one dude on my team, Ocean
Ocean
Master,
Master.
just like on the ground. He's like, "Hey guys, it's a tough day, huh?"
yeah. My immediate rebuttal to that would have just been like, Magneto, raise the ground,
It's true.
raise all of the Earth, because he has connection to the entire Earth's metals, which he could hypothetically do that if he was like supercharged with energy, which probably Ultron and
Fully
Kang-
charged.
Holy
God.
shit!
fully charged. Green Lantern, Justice.
Injustice, classic times. Keenan, I have a question for you. And now
Yeah.
this is not official, but we did this last time. If you had to make a team right now with the leftover scraps, who would your team
Oh
be?
yeah. Did I do this last time?
You did, yeah. You ended up getting every single spider person on the last one.
Oh yeah, I was like, yeah, just for fun, I'm gonna pick all the spider people.
Yeah.
Were you
Um,
moderator last time too?
I joined very late in the episode, so I
Oh,
did not
okay.
participate. Let's
You're gonna
see.
be in the next draft.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go. I'm gonna take Thanos because I still think he has some value
I'm
there.
surprised no one took him.
Yeah,
I'm genuinely surprised no one took him. Like
I
I
sh-
expected Cole to take him, but he didn't.
I'm gonna
That would have been a
take
better
um,
choice than Ocean Master, Cole.
I'm gonna take
Come
yeah,
on.
I'm gonna take Thanos. I'm gonna take
Buddy,
Mystique because
you
she
were-
can.
You could have chosen
Performance.
Thanos, and
Yeah.
you were trying to
Nice.
decide between Ocean Master and whoever else.
Nah,
Here we
he's
go.
too busy.
Let Keenan finish.
Thanos, Mystique. I think that she can just pretend to be any of your characters and stab them in the back, so in your face. Let's see. Hela.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, Hela. She's.
That's a good
I mean,
choice.
she almost killed the God of Thunder.
If you
let's,
did,
Let's
if-
be real.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna tell your next choice, but it'd be a really cool team up.
So we got that. Let's see. Let's see who else we have.
I'm really glad no one chose like MODOK or like Juggernaut.
MODOK.
We'll go with.
Scrapping my entire team. It's gonna be called MODOK Squad. It's just MODOK.
Throw in
Just
Black
MODOK.
Adam.
Oh yeah.
Good choice.
He's
If you
got
were
some
in the
power
draft,
behind him.
that would have been a good opposition to Zod
Zod,
because their
yeah.
Yeah.
Kryptonians are weak to magic.
We go with Black Adam. That's 4, I think. I can't believe Ronan the Accuser is on this. Definitely not
Yeah,
picking
well,
him.
He's
Ronan
a really
in the
big villain
comics
in the comics.
is very strong
Yeah.
in the comics. He's
We'll go
the-
with Abomination just to like get us
Pretty
some
good.
beef.
There's
you know,
one guy I
some
want on
strength.
your team that would just be so cool to have
Um,
with Hela. But it's fine.
Loki.
No.
I don't know.
It's cool.
I want you to say it now.
I was gonna say
Go
Ares.
Lex Luthor. I'm gonna
Ares,
go
that
Lex
makes
Luthor.
I'm honestly kind of surprised that nobody picked Doomsday. To be honest.
See, here's the thing with Doomsday. He's really strong, but he's really
He's a- he's
stupid.
He's a loose cannon. You know, he's kind of a he
Troll.
could like attack any of us at any point in time. He don't give a rat's ass about any team.
I'm
He will
sure
just
Doomsday
throw
probably
us
would have been a
all
better
the time.
pick for me than Venom would, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Definitely would have been better in terms of your muscle.
Or Abomination. No. Yeah.
Oh,
Venom's
Abomination's getting his cheeks clapped by.
good. I think the
freaking
Mystique one is
Doomsday.
very underrated.
That's
that
true.
like being able to you know, transform into any other person. It's
Yeah,
a big
that's-
deal.
Could be. She could be Ocean Master.
Definitely serves a purpose on a team somewhere. But I mean, you guys got your team set in stone. I'm pretty pumped about it. I can't wait to see what everybody comes up with, or whoever everyone votes for. And that's all I'm gonna say. I actually have someone that I'm voting for in mind personally on Twitter. So
Are we allowed to vote?
yeah, everybody here is allowed to vote. I'm assuming you guys will vote for yourself.
Can I
won't
create
blame
spam
you
accounts
for
voting
voting.
for
we have the
myself?
best team, so
I'm
you
gonna
can-
vote for Cole.
You are allowed to create up to 5 spam accounts.
What was that, Raymond?
I said I'm gonna vote for Cole just because he's the only opposition I have.
No, I will not vote for myself strictly for the fact that I hate doing that. I'll vote for whoever I think is actually going to be best. Which is probably
gonna be
gonna
fun.
Cole.
But yeah, I think we can wrap up the episode, Grayson, if you want to.
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, you can follow us at comicblast_ on Twitter and Instagram, which is where you can actually find the poll for this. It's on Twitter, right? Gonna be on Twitter?
It's gonna be on Twitter.
Yes. So if you don't have a Twitter, make one at comicblast_. You'll find the poll whenever this episode is out. Let's go. I'll go through all the individual ats before we jump into our Patreon. So you can find me at Straightster8 on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow Cole at the Cosmic Lotus on Twitter and at And the Force is With Me on Instagram. You can follow Keenan at Keenan Creates and also his other account at Keenan Collects on Instagram, and then Keenan Creates on Twitter. And then Raymond, where can they find you?
My Instagram is Raymond Valor. Twitter is Raymond Valor with an extra R at the end.
Amazing. And Tank.
They wouldn't let me create the same one.
Oh, that's okay. Tank, where can they find you, buddy?
It's everywhere at Tank Forever 10.
Tank is forever. 10 times.
Is the word forever spelled, or is it for and then ever?
It's the number 4 and then ever and then 10.
There you go.
The number.
My man.
Aquaman?
Aquaman. Then we also have a Patreon, patreon.com/comicblast. We have a whole list of patrons over there that support us. And if you want to help support us, you can also head over there. It would really mean a lot to us. So we have Joseph, we have Caleb, Diego, Jacob, Jake, and Sam with Jess as our sponsor. And we also have Rick. Thank you guys all so much for supporting us. And again, you can help support us over there. It just really helps keep us accountable, and it just kind of like helps support us in a very little but also significant way. And it allows you to be in this in the Discord and a whole host of other things. So
It
Yeah.
honestly, just to interject right there, the Patreon pays for every month. It pays for our hosting site that we use to actually upload the podcast, so that we get unlimited uploads. It helps pay for the website. We now have a domain, comicblast.net. If you're interested in writing, you can email us or DM us. It pays for all that stuff, and if we ever do contests and stuff and we do giveaways, that kind of goes to that too. And there's been instances where somebody's computer malfunctions or equipment goes wrong. We've been able to use money from that to contribute to that, or I think we got Cole and Mike through our Patreon. All that stuff, we're able to really do the show honestly because of the people that help contribute there. It's definitely not everybody says it's not required at all, but the people who do that, you have no idea how much your impact is on the show and our ability to keep it afloat. So I just want to say I'm extremely grateful to each of you guys. I know we don't talk to everybody often, but just definitely appreciate you guys. Donate if it's $1 or whatever it is, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
So just want to
I've
say
been
that.
meaning to
Thank
get on
you.
that for a while now. I'm probably gonna do that right after this
Well, it really
because
keeps,
now I have
Go ahead.
the money to do it. Now I have the money to do it, so
Oh.
I've been meaning to do it for a year.
Be like Raymond. Kidding. But yeah, it really helps keep our feet on the ground. So again, everything that Keenan said, sincerely, we really appreciate you all and any other future patrons. That's gonna do it for this episode, I think. Unless there's also our website, comicblast.net, and we also are trying to find some writers over there. We've been trying to promote it for a while. If you are interested in writing for the website, what was the email again, Keenan?
comicblastnetwork@gmail.com for now. Eventually we're gonna get our own email addresses. Each member of the Comic Blast podcast is gonna have a Keenan at comicblast.net.
Right.
Eventually you'll get to that point, but right now it's just email us at the comicblastnetwork@gmail.com, and I'm pretty quick to respond to those. So
Perfect.
if you're interested in writing for free, definitely hit us up.
That should do it for this episode. I want to thank Raymond and Tank both for being guests in this episode again. I know Raymond's been on the past couple episodes, and Tank has only been on one, but I'd like to get him on more as well. So go follow them, please,
Yes.
and go support them. They're really good friends of mine, and they've been. I've been friends with them for probably longer than I've been friends with Keenan and Cole, actually. So,
Yeah, because
yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, you met Tank first, and then
Yeah.
subsequently it was me after.
Yeah, man, it's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, seriously, go support them, and we really appreciate you guys being on the episode. That's gonna do it for this episode, and as always, Shazam.